Good morning. Let's see. I don't know. I don't think I shared it, but I don't know if I can share now. But the deal is that in 2021 in America, who are you and what do you do? How are we actually providing knowledge to American citizens? Because there's a certain level of participation, and voices have to be heard, and voices are not heard. Failure is being allowed in America. It's just something that's public school system does, and it documents dysfunction. Let's just understand that young man that did the shooting. He had a Syrian background. He looked white. He was 21. They said he was bald on the top. He had a lot of stress in his life. And his brother said that he was mentally unstable. And when you go back and they want to review the school records, and I'm telling you, they didn't give him any help. Public education, the public school system has services that are provided to young people, and the services that they're providing the young people. Well, I just want to understand, how are they affecting those young people? Because it's not enough to document dysfunction. No, it's okay to document and then demonstrate that you want to share, with the community to help redirect services so that they make a difference, and that's just real. Here we are in 2021, and truly, we cannot say enough about what's happening for public education. We found out that some people were paying for their right, their ability to go through certain specific schools to have a benefit. We found out that, states didn't have the information during COVID. When COVID hit, so many states didn't even have information that documented basic access or basic services for far too many children. COVID just hit. And then now there's a responsibility. So there's a lot of money being getting ready to begin Early Start. But I want to tell you, Early Start in 1998 or 2004, was it 1998? Goals 2001, objectives, whatever. And then we went to No Child Left Behind. And then we went to Every Child Succeed. I don't want to miss anything. But, there have been so many different administrations, and each administration had to do with providing money back to local communities to help educate their people. But when people take the money within the state and figure out how they don't have to pay their fair share, and then for the people who are generating the dollars, well, just eliminate the benefit. Just don't give them opportunity to participate. And so that's what was going on here in Clark County. Far too many kids didn't have access to the basic educational service, meaning that something that just didn't happen. They were told that they didn't need to start yet, or all kind of reasons why perhaps they were not invited to participate. But I can tell you, without the early start, then behavior is the focus. And they seem to be really good at documenting children who don't have the ability to participate or engage in the process, because it only takes one teacher and one principal to get rid of you. And you can never go back to your home school. The money where you live, you're bussed out, or you're in an alternative program. But see, they created all these alternative programs with no maintenance of effort. That troubles me, because they don't have a right to create a separate and unequal educational system for services for people who look like me. That's just something that they don't have a right to do. And, it said yesterday they had AJR 10, which was a Senate bill to eliminate racism or discrimination or involuntary servitude, under the Criminal Act. But what is it when they don't provide you the opportunity to benefit in the first place? The offer of free and appropriate public education. The violation of due process rights. You're not even starting the educational journey as a people, and they don't have the evidence that they've given your people the same opportunity as they've given their people, in manipulating the GT and manipulating special education. Because, see, in special ed, they do not have a SELPA, meaning that they did not write the rules in which they would participate in ensuring access happens for all children. No, that wasn't part of the plan. Actually, I read the plan, and it doesn't talk about the disparate act or the disparate impact, I'll say that. It's called disparate impact based on the ability to provide everyone the same access. But when your people ain't making it, I mean, behavior seems to be the impotence of the reason why your people can't participate, then I beg to differ. Where's your voice in the outcomes of the maintenance? Because there is none. And where's your voice in the taxation system here, as Black people do come to perform on the Strip and they pay taxes? But the people who own the casinos and the people who own the land and the people who are paying property taxes is nil to none. I mean, they're short. They're short. They're not kicking in their part, but they pay themselves to work out of Title I. All these people are working out of federal benefits. That's out of your pocket and mine. And in 2021, are you going to still stand for that? I mean, is it you? Is failure an option for you and your people? Because I see that as an option simply because it's so irrelevant to talk about what they're doing to your people. But it is relevant. And it's relevant to talk about how they're not educating immigrants so that they can be a part of America, so that they're not estranged, set apart. You know what I'm saying? This is one America. How do we become one America? How do we become that one nation? That's the question of the day. That's the question I'll ask you, and that's the question I'll leave with you. If we are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, why is it just us that get no benefit from the liberty? I mean, people are stuck by, I'm really trying to understand, because they don't participate in the process. Black people have been afraid to vote simply because of all of the historical past negatives. And so many just didn't vote. It wasn't a family practice. It wasn't something that families did. Get engaged in public policy, not something families did. They just allowed the rules to be implemented and the burden to be upon them. But in 2021, when we woke up and we saw the insurgency at the Capitol, and we saw white people and their entitlement and their ability to try to separate our nation, and then we understand that it's still going on, as Donald Trump still is going to be the president of the people who he was the president of. And you have to know that there are more Americans. But the 50-50 split was a concerning issue. Half of the American people population voted for Donald Trump, but the majority of the other half did not. And we're still dealing with this separatists that he created. I mean, we the people are not part of we the people, but we the people are we. And in America, it's going to require your voice and mine to save our nation. Because out of many, there will be one. But out of the one, there won't be many. As we can see that we have been totally destroyed as a community. Our people have to have the responsibility and the ability to articulate concerns of the failed services that your people are working over our children and ain't benefiting them. And so I'm sorry. I mean, I had many conversations during special education IEP meetings in which people were told, I'm sorry, you're not benefiting my child. We need to have an assessment and another evaluation to determine what's going to help him be more successful. And we did. We had another assessment. We had another evaluation. And pretty soon he had executive functioning skills. He could independently work and complete classroom assignments. And that's all really what has to do. I mean, the curriculum is basically laid out if one can access it. But if you can't access the curriculum, you're not doing your homework, boo. It ain't happening for you. And we need to understand that if children can't read by the third grade, they're not included. They're just not included. And they found a way to get rid of them here in Clark County. In Nevada, they have lobbyists that write public education policy, which is confusing to me because the federal government already wrote the laws, and we have lobbyists that implement the policies that affect and disenfranchise my people. And I'm sorry. Failure is just not an option. So we're going to have to demand a little bit more accountability here. And I don't need anybody to tell me what I'm looking at. What I'm looking at is devastation in the Black community. the destruction of my people, simply because they don't have the same access as all other people. So I'm going to end my stream for right now. I'm going to figure out how to build my capacity. I'll say like, subscribe, and share. Because if we don't educate ourselves, then there's nobody that's going to save us, because we have to save ourselves. And we must be heard in 2021, just as we all visualize the insurrection at the White House. So, y'all have a great day. I'm going to do my little Facebook post too. Follow me on Facebook. I'm on Anchor on my podcast saying Parent Empowerment Hour. I've had this stream here. I've done only a few live streams, but I've had it for a while now. I want you to go back in my videos and understand I've attended public meetings. Have you been to public meetings? Has your voice been heard? Have you expressed your concern of the failure of public services for the people who look like you? It's unacceptable in 2021 that we have children who cannot read and there's no intervention. And people are working over them and providing no services and feel that they can just document the child being so dysfunctional. They don't get to participate in public education. No, we're just going to continue to benefit off that child for his whole life. Are you serious? Get a clue. This is 2021. Have a great day.